48 pounds or 22 kilos is exactly what I've lost on this journey. And in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly how you can do the same. More importantly, steps to just start. So I'm running my first marathon in 7 weeks. So I'm gonna be taking on the Lisbon Marathon with all my might, with all my power. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna leave it all on the road, and I'm gonna try and accomplish what may have seemed daunting to me a year ago. A year ago in October, I ran a half marathon, and I actually have the medal up there on the wall to show myself every day that what seemed impossible for me then, I did it. Now, what seems slightly impossible for me now, running a full marathon, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna try and put a medal up against that wall as visual proof for myself that every time I walk into my office that it was hard, but I did it. So why? Why did I start running, and why should you start doing something? I heard a quote once that inspired me the most, which said, the best way to go about doing something is by doing that thing. And I went through a very weird stage in my life, probably an early life crisis, shall we say, where I put on loads of weight. I started drinking all the time. I started eating junk food all the time. I didn't prioritize my health at all. My health was the last of my concern. And yeah, I've been in a position now where I can work from home and work remotely, which is great, which is something I love doing, which gives me the freedom and the flexibility to now start prioritizing my health. Start doing something now, which I didn't do back then, which again, once you let go of something, it just spirals out of control and it gets ugly. Let's face it. Right, at one point in my life, I probably wasn't happy with how it was looking. Did I do something about it? No. Am I doing something about it now? Yes. So what am I doing? I'm currently doing intermittent fasting, which means my last meal is at the end of the day, right? And this is where the fast actually starts. So about 7 p.m. is my last meal. And I'm not eating until midday the very next day, right? So what this is already doing, this is giving me, a good, 16 to 18 hour fast, right? Empty stomach fast, which is the easiest to do while you're asleep. So I know it's easy to snack throughout the night. I know it's easy to wake up in the morning and have your favorite cereal, which is just full of sugar, by the way. Shout out Ep.2, it's full of but looking at where we are right now, that gives you a 16-hour window, right, where you're not eating. That again gives your body chance to now go through your energy stores that it has, which is the fat, right? So you want to go ahead and try and think about that. Now, what I try and do then is incorporate 2 meals, which is a high protein lunch. So I'm increasing my protein there, which can be scrambled eggs, it can be meat, it can be mince, it can be anything, right? High protein lunch. And then again, you want to try and have some sort of protein in the evening. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I too was in a position where I didn't know how to start. And again, I'll take you back to that famous quote. The best way to start is by starting. The only way you're going to do that thing is by doing that thing. So go ahead, try and incorporate that into your life. And again, one of the reasons and one of the best sort of motivations I've had on this journey is my energy, my mood, morale, right? And again, the overall sense of well-being, knowing that you're actually putting yourself in a position to be more healthy. And again, that influences the people around you. People start looking at you differently. It's good for your self-esteem. And again, it's just overall not worth being so sluggish, being so, it's just negative energy. It's really not nice. So if you're watching this right now, the best way to start doing that thing, start doing it. I know it's hard. I know you might not get the results you want immediately, right? For some of you know that I trade. Trading is one of my incomes. And again, having a clean, fresh mindset helps me do that. As a trader, as an entrepreneur, as an individual in this generation, we really need to take good quality decisions. We're now witnessing a very big change in regime globally. I think it's very important for us as individuals to start taking action now. Now, Dana White said it best that we right now have probably one of the easiest generations to do something great because everyone's so mediocre. Everyone's just slouching around. Everyone's just, buying this crypto hoping to become rich. And again, everyone's looking for this easy ticket to something. The reality is, if something is that easy and that good to be true, it probably is. Right? So that is 48 pounds or 22 kilos from my peak. If you watch the thumbnail, I'll actually include a video. Yeah. When I was working in the office, at one point I was 22 kilos more, right, than I am right now. And again, it wasn't an overnight thing. It was a lifestyle change. It was saying no to some things and having to say yes to fresh new ideas, right? And hence why I started incorporating running. During the pandemic, I know we all were locked down, and running and exercise was a form of an opportunity for us to go out, right? I think here in the UK, we had 30 minutes a day. And what that provided for us was then an opportunity to go out there and do something for 30 minutes, right? Even if it was for a run, even if you walked around the block, whatever that was. And that's where running kicked off for me. So I'll actually put a screenshot. Yeah, I started running in 2020. And ever since then, the past 4 years, I ran over 1,000 kilometers. Now, could it have been more? Was I lazy? Of course, right? Of course I was. So if you're starting running now, which maybe you are, hopefully I've encouraged you to, right? Hopefully I've been a positive influence. Just know that your first run is going to be hard. You are going to be out of breath. You are going to say, this isn't for me, right? You are going to be in positions where you got to say, yeah, I'm going to do it anyways. Right? I'm going to do it anyways. I'm tired. I'm going to do it anyways. Right? So try and keep that in mind. But again, having that David Goggins mindset can in some way come and bite you sometime in the future. Earlier on this year in April, I got pneumonia. I landed up in hospital for a few hours because my chest was really bad. Why? Running in the rain. Right? I took this David Goggins mindset a little bit too seriously, but a couple of weeks got better, antibiotics, much better. Back on the road, back doing that mileage. But again, I want to speak to you about my marathon prep. So 7 weeks out for my first marathon. I'm a little bit disappointed on my mileage this week. I only did a 35K this week. And again, I should be doing 50, 60. So I'm looking to double that. So next week, I'm going to go for about 4 runs. The 3 out of those 4 runs will be 2 slow runs, 1 tempo run, and then 1 long run, either Saturday or Sunday, which I need to do 15 to 20 kilometers. And again, what am I doing? I'm building my aerobic base, I'm building my foundations to be able to complete a full marathon. Full marathon is 42 kilometers, right? 26 miles. And it's certainly going to be a test. Same thing with the half marathon that I ran. And again, this is why I'm putting myself to this test, because we as individuals are sometimes only capable of what we only subscribe to the limits in our minds, which is the truth. When I set out for the half marathon, I probably was training for the last 3 miles of that half marathon. So that was 13 miles. First 10, yes, I was aching, I was cramping. I didn't fuel enough. I didn't have breakfast. Stupid. I didn't. I had 2 gels. I had them before I ran. Panicking, nervous, right? Don't know why I did that. I wasn't fueled throughout the run, and I really paid for that. But mile 10 was where I started to hit that brick wall. I really suffered on that 10th mile, but then I realized and told myself my training that I have been doing for that was for those extra 3 miles. And again, the marathon's going to be the same thing. This is double the distance now. So I'm mentally starting to prepare myself and starting to do those longer runs, because you are going to get tested. There is going to be a point in the marathon where, again, I'm going to go through that brick wall and I'm going to have to ask myself, what is it that I've been training for? Might not be the first 20 miles, might be those last 6. Might be those last 6 where you don't feel like doing it, but you have to continue. And I think this is a good mindset to have in life overall. And hence, if you're still watching this video right now, I need you to go out there. I need you to go out there and I need you to challenge yourself. We're living in a generation right now where everyone is so glued to their phones, scrolling on social media. I sometimes look at the people around me and I think how social media has started to drain them. Slowly but surely started to drain them. And again, you want to ask yourself, what are you consuming? Are you consuming good or are you consuming bad? Again, just put yourself in a position where you're going to improve. Put yourself in a position where you can actually say to yourself, this is what I'm going to do over the next 12 months. Work on that every day. Work on that every single day. If you want to become a runner, great. If you want to lose a bunch of weight and you're still watching this video right now, take it from me. This is not an overnight thing. This is a lifestyle change. You might have to, not drink as much. You might have to put the fork down a little bit, You might have to start intermittent fasting. You might have to go on a fast so you can just break down that barrier. And your body will slowly start to drip the fat off. And again, am I perfect? Not at all. I probably still have another 7 to 8 kilos to go to my marathon weight that I want to be running the marathon. Why am I doing that? It's a goal of mine. Lights from my feet, a little bit easier to do the distance. Again, that's a goal I've set. I wake up every morning, I remind myself of that goal, and I'm going to go for it. Am I in a position where maybe sometimes I have a bad day? Maybe sometimes I have a cheat day? Of course. Of course. Think about intermittent fasting. It leaves that window for you to have those calories. So if you do have a burger, if you do have a wrap, or you have pizza, it's not going to be every day, but it's not going to kill you anyways, right? So this is my journey so far. I ran 1,000 kilometers, right? But over the past 4 years. So don't look at this thinking, okay, I'm going to start running. I'm going to lose 40 pounds. Life's going to be great. This is going to test you. This is a journey. But again, it's a lifestyle change. Same thing I say to my community of traders. If you want to become a better trader, it's a mindset shift. It's not this quick thing that you just adapt and life's great. It's none of that. None of that at all. So think about that. I want you to go out there and think about what is that thing you want to be doing and that your mind's holding you back from. Go and just start doing it, right? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for the 3rd episode of the series, where it will be week 6 till the marathon. I'm starting to get nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but it's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna take you all along with me. Thank you so much for watching till now. See you next week. Bye-bye.